And today we're taking a look at how to install a 3-prong or 4-prong stove cord. So your old stove gave out and now you spent the big bucks to get a new one, and then you finally get the stove and then you notice that the power plug, you have to buy it separately or use the one from the old stove. Don't worry, today we got you covered. Everything used on the video, we're going to leave a link on the description. With this method, we can install a hardwire connect directly to the stove or a 3-prong or 4-prong connection. The most important thing that we have to do is turn off the breaker for the range, because the last thing you want is to die before you get that hot meal, and especially if it's a clear sunny day. If you're going to use the old cord from the old stove, then the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and remove that from the old one. We turn the old stove around or flip it. Once we verify that there's no power going to the stove, we can go ahead and start removing the parts. Let's go ahead and remove the screws that hold the cover. In your case, you might have a smaller cover, but at the end is the same technique. You unscrew and then remove the cover. We go ahead and verify a second time because the only smell of meat that we want is the one in the oven. We can go ahead and remove the nuts that are holding the wires. We can put the wires to a side and put the nuts back on the screws. We can go ahead and remove the screw for the green ground wire and place it back. Now we can go ahead and remove the 2 screws that hold the clamp for the wire. Usually just by removing the 2 screws on the clamp gets loose. In this case, this one has some clips that you have to click back in so it can fit on the hole to remove it. We can go ahead and pull out the cord. We can bring in the new stove. In this stove, just by removing the 2 bottom screws, we can remove the smaller cover. We go ahead and remove the first nuts from the screw wires and leaving the second nuts, which are the ones that hold the wires that come from the stove. If in your case there's only 1 nut like the old stove that we had, then just place them to the side until we insert the new wires. We're going to go ahead and insert part of the clamp, then our new wires. And finally, the other part of the clamp. And we could go ahead and start screwing the clamp together. Now comes the fun part. If you have color-coded wires, then you want to match the wires. The black with the black, the white with the white, the red with the red, and you want to place the green one on the green screw. If you only have 3 prongs and they're not color coded, then you want to leave the green screw alone, and what you want to do is take the cord and place it flat. You want to have the middle one on the white wire or on the middle. You can verify the cord, it should say neutral on the middle wire. And then you want to place the outer wires, the left and the right one, accordingly. The right wire to the right side and the left wire to the left side. Because different from traditional 110, 120, you only have one hot wire. In the case of 220, 240, you have 2 hot wires. So basically both left and right are going to be hot wires. And now you're almost done. We can go ahead and place the cover back. And then finally turn on the breaker. Test our stove, see if it's working, because the last thing you want after a job well done is to call the company back because the stove doesn't work. A pro tip, because I know you're not going to read the manual, as we like to call it barbecue paper, placing the oven at 400 degrees for 1 hour may remove any lubricants placed on the heating element on the oven. Don't forget, if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up, that really helps. If you have any questions, place them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on social media. Thank you for watching, and here's a link to our latest video.